Section 4 of the Book of Baby Birds. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Read by Abiera Olsan. The Book of Baby Birds by Florence Dugdale. The Whitethroat. If you should hear in a stunted tree an outcry made by you know not whom, like someone scolding huskily, that's one of us, you may assume. Perhaps it is my mother dear, not scolding, I need hardly say, but wild with fright to see you near the nest she has tended many a day. When the month of May comes, and the fields are golden with buttercups, and every pear tree is white with blossom, then one may see the whitethroat searching for a site for her nest. This bird is a summer visitor and arrives towards the end of April. When the warm days are over, he departs once more. The nest of the whitethroat is slight and frail, loosely woven of fine grass stems and tiny roots, and lined sometimes with a little wool. It is mostly so thin that one can see through it, and the outside is often powdered with cobwebs and cocoons. To find it, one must look in some thick piece of tangle, some small bush, or at the bottom of some dense hedge among briars and brambles. It may be found hanging daintily among the stems of tall weeds, and sometimes even on the ground. No birds are more anxious to guard their treasures than the whitethroats. Often they may be seen sitting on some spray with their tails in the air, and the feathers of their head and throat erected, scolding with all their might, begging the intruder to go away. Poor little creatures! How terrified they must be at the thought that some cruel hand may tear down the dainty nest that they have built so carefully, and steal or destroy the 4 or 5 eggs within. These eggs may be known for their greenish white ground colour and their spots and speckles of grey. The whitethroat rears one brood in the year, but if her nest is stolen, she will build another and lay more eggs. She has been known to build 3 nests and lay 3 clutches of eggs before she was allowed to rear her nestlings in safety. One mother bird, seeing a stranger near, flung herself down the side of a bank, then struggled and shuffled along as if she were injured, trying in this way to draw attention from her nest. A naturalist tells how he found a whitethroat's nest in a clump of blackthorn, overgrown with traveller's joy. All the time that he was looking at it, the parent birds were in a dreadful state of excitement. Then he found another nest, close by, just ready for the eggs. But when the parent birds saw him looking, they deserted it and built another, about 4 yards further on, in the same hedge. When the mother whitethroat is sitting, she will almost allow herself to be touched before she leaves. She seems to think that the nest is more difficult to find when she is on it. As a rule, she leaves the nest twice a day, for about an hour at midday, and then again for a shorter time at sunset. While she is away, her mate sits on the nest. It is very beautiful to watch how tenderly the father feeds his wife with choice morsels of food, and how sweetly she returns this loving care by flutterings and other marks of pleasure. The newly hatched whitethroats are queer, helpless mites, quite pink and naked, with the oddest tuft of down on each wee bald head. They seem always hungry, and open wide their yellow mouths, gaping for food. Their heads sway about in a heavy manner, as if the weak little necks could hardly support them. All day the mother feeds them, bringing a mouthful of insects at a time. Soon they are covered with soft down, and look very sweet and innocent. When they are fledged, they have the same reddish-brown colouring as their parents, and the same greyish-white breast. The older birds have silvery white chin and throat, and the father has a rose-coloured tinge on his breast. The whitethroat eats such insects as caterpillars and small beetles, but sometimes the mother leads her young into a garden where they enjoy a feast of raspberries and currants. They are often to be seen hanging upon nettles for the sake of the tiny caterpillars found there, and because of this they are often known as nettle creepers. Altogether they are useful birds, and it would be a selfish man who would grudge them the small handful of fruit that they take as just wages for destroying many harmful insects. End of section 4.